Hello, everyone, again. Welcome to the Dietitian Against Diets podcast show. This is Rashonda Thornton, your host. We're getting ready to jump into helping you to meet the lady named Renah Jones. She is the owner of Dragonfly Fitness, which is a fitness studio here in St. Louis that focuses on helping women to not just build strength, but mental strength, and knowing that toughness is all not about lifting weights, but also just moving your body. And speaking of moving your body and mental strength, let's start a conversation about what it is to work your mental strength. You know, whenever you're taking on any endeavor in your life, especially when it comes to exercise and nutrition and all these different things that you want to do to make life better and be more happier, you got to understand it. It's going to take some work, time, and a lot of mental strength. That's why the mindset is such a big piece when you're wanting to make your healthy choices. So when you're thinking about how are you going to start building your mental strength, it comes with practicing it when times are tough. So if you come in, let's say, give an example. If you're going out for dinner and the menu is really not conducive to what you find is what's healthy for you, it may feel like a challenge to make sure you make that right choice or make sure you make the good choice. Perhaps look at this as an opportunity to learn how to navigate through decision making when it comes to, should I have a salad and have some baked fish with this and then have wine for dinner? You know, should I share my dessert with my significant others and still have the same type of meal I would have in smaller portions? Every single time you're going to always come into contact with some sort of sticky situation when it comes to what decision you should make. This is an opportunity to work on your mental strength. So how do you work on your mental strength? I can only tell you my experiences that I've had and what I do, and kind of some of the coaching I'm working with when I'm talking to my clients. Whenever you focus on if you should have something, if you should not, never put yourself in a victim seat. Never say, oh, I can't have this, I can't have that, I shouldn't do this, I shouldn't do that, or this is bad. That is putting yourself in a victim mindset. We want to reposition you and put you in a more empowering mindset to where you're strengthening your mindset by reestablishing how you're interacting with that particular food. So instead of saying, I can't, how about considering I am choosing to have this and I'm choosing not to have that. When I'm having some of these foods, I'm thinking about first, what does my body need? What is best for my body versus what's the best tasting thing or what's the most cheapest thing? Start building that mental strength so you are able to easily discern between what's best for your body and what can kind of be safe for another day. So let's use another scenario. When you're thinking about your mental strength, let's say you are meeting your friends for a walk or meeting your friends for a bike ride, and the temperature say it is going to be 100 degrees outside and humidity at a 77. So guess what? You mentally just want to kind of wait for another day. But what has to come into play is that same thing when it comes to the mental strength. You know, but it comes from understanding what do you want for yourself in the long run. You know you want to be able to be in more shape. You want to feel good about yourself. You want to change the mirror image. Well, if those are some of the things that you're concerned with, that mental strength has to come into play. So you have to think to yourself, I need to go out here because that's what I need for my health and for my body. So it's not going to be based off a feeling. It's going off kind of a need. But I promise you, when you get out there and when you're done, you're so happy that you've done it versus skipping it for another day. And it all comes with that mental strength. So never give yourself an opportunity to talk yourself out of it. Perhaps build your case as to why you should do it. Why should you go to the grocery store and get some of the fresh foods instead of buying some of the prepackaged frozen foods? Why should you decide I'm going to make a promise to myself to work out 4 times a week versus 1 time a week? Your answer to your question to why is, I'm doing it because I want to do what's best for my body. I want to do what's best for myself. And sometimes I'm not going to feel like doing it. Sometimes it just needs to be done. So looking at it as a need-to basis, sometimes it's going to be what gets you to that next step. Not always feeling you have to be motivated or inspired to do it, because you're not always going to be motivated and inspired. So that all circles back to working on your mental strength first, because I promise you, your mental strength is what's going to get you through those tough times. And the more you work on your mental strength, the better you get at it. The better you get at it, the more consistent you get. The more consistent you get, the more steady you get. You start seeing the progress and the success that you want for yourself. So work on first, not just going through the motions, but focus on the mental strength first, because that's what's going to get you to that next step and get you to the success that you truly want and deserve for yourself. Now, I hope they, again, resonate to you. And if it resonates to you and you know someone else out there that you know could use that quick chat, feel free to share this particular podcast. Let them hear that message, because I know that everyone at some point in their life will struggle with certain things when it comes to their mental strength. As I'm getting ready to introduce you to Renah Jones, and it's a great segue because she is really big on this thing called mental strength. Before I go too deep into talking about her, I want to introduce you to one of my podcast partners. Now, for those who are in St. Louis or even in the Midwest, you may have seen their billboards. I'm sure you've seen their products in the grocery stores. But did you know Prairie Farms is locally produced and farmer owned? They've been that way since 1893. Yeah, they've been around for a while, but they're known for their high quality products and providing safe and nutritious milk to you and your family. Right now, especially during the COVID crisis, right, they're having a big campaign called Our Caps, Your Cause. And this is where for every gallon or half gallon of milk cap, Prairie Farms will donate 5 cents to any charity of your choice. Now, they're really about this because since the pandemic, they have raised over $220,000 and they have been donated to local charities during this pandemic. Go to their website and learn more and be a part of helping others. Go to prairiefarms.com, find them on Instagram, Prairie Farms, and I'm sure you can find them on Facebook as well. Well, everyone, welcome to the Dietitian Against Diets podcast show. I am your host. If you don't already know, my name is Rashonda Thornton, and this lovely lady here to my right, I want to introduce her to you. Her name is Renah Jones. She is actually a St. Louis resident right now. She's not from St. Louis, but she has come here and has created a lot of good things. She is the owner of Dragonfly Fitness and Training, has been in the industry for eight years. She's also just opened up a brand new gym called Black Dog Fitness, and a lot of that's centered around some of her community work. But we'll talk about that as we move forward. Just to give you a little insight about Dragonfly, for those who are listening, Dragonfly is a women-only centered facility, and it focuses on helping women become stronger, confident, and healthy. And so that's one thing that Renah stands for, and she's just reflecting it through her work. So I want to welcome Renah to the show. Welcome, Ms. Renah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's nice to see you.
Yes. Nice to see you as well. We actually had a conversation a couple of weeks ago behind the scenes, and just from that short 30-minute talk, I knew that we had to, be on this podcast platform together and really talk about, what you do. And I think we had a lot in overlap between my mission and your mission, and I just think the more we had these conversations, the more we can provide these resources for people. So I'm going to just kind of start off diving into, how did you get started and what sparked your interest to even just bringing this facility to fruition? I know you originally started off in a marketing career, and you said mentioned you're not originally from here, right? Or are you?
Right.
Okay.
I am from Kentucky.
Oh yeah. So from Kentucky and somehow ended up in St. Louis. There is always a big question, how did you land in St. Louis? What brought you here? But I want to just kind of give a little bit of let the audience know a little bit about where you started off, how you just kind of made those steps, and how did Dragonfly come into fruition.
Sure. And I don't know if I have one defining moment, but I have had my personal trainer certification for many more years than I've actually been practicing. So that seed was planted a very long time ago. Growing up, I was not really ever athletic. I didn't have a lot of confidence. So I'm not that person that's always been super athletic and decided to open a gym. I'm quite the opposite. But at some point in my 20s, I started working out, and I could just see a difference, and that rolled over into my 30s. Again, I waited quite a while before I actually acted on doing anything. Mm-hmm. But I just felt so much more confident when I exercised. And then as I started talking to women, I just found that there was, people had questions and they had fears around it. And, I loved my career that I left. And I changed careers in my late 30s, which was a little bit scary, but, I just felt like it was something that I also did personal training on the side before I left my career. I did it for a year to make sure that it was the thing. But I really have like a deep desire to help people. And I never actually would have thought like, in my 20s that this is how, this is one of the things that I would do. But it just felt like something that I really wanted to do. Exercise gave me so much more confidence. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I could be a good leader, a good business owner, a good coach for women that maybe were a little bit of afraid to do some of those things that I kind of figured out on my own. So, there wasn't really one like defining moment. I think it was a lot of moments all put together, and then finally working up the courage to say, I'm going to give this a go. So as soon as I did, I just, when I left my past career, I started Dragonfly.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I think I like the uniqueness of, your journey, because you didn't really kind of get this going until mid-20s into your 30s. And most people that, are gym owners, they've been, they're either an athlete or, they've been in the industry for years in and years out. But, I don't want to say you're a regular Joe, but you just really came in just trying it for yourself, but you recognized the power of it, that it gave you, and that confidence. And I feel like you just wanted to spill it over into other women. And so the Dragonfly, what does Dragonfly stand for?
To me, it represents transformation, but not necessarily the kind of transformation that people might think of when they think of fitness. It's more the transformation from the inside out, all those changes that happen on the inside. And I feel like you can understand that with like your philosophy, but all the changes that happen on the inside when you work out and when you do things you didn't think you could do, the outside stuff is just a bonus. So it also, to me, means like living your life to the fullest. So dragonflies actually, from my research, I don't know a lot about them, but they don't live a very long time once they start flying. So like it's, living your life to the fullest. And I feel like you can really only do that when you feel good from the inside out, right?
Yes. And you know what? I have to jump in on that one because as on a physical exercise end, you're helping women, the people that are part of your gym, like recognize it's not really about just changing what they see in the mirror. I'm always about forget the mirror, because the mirror can warp our idea of happiness. Or we think we're only defined by the mirror. But when you're exercising, when you're living a healthy life and you're eating, all of that to me is you don't change from the outside in. You change from the inside out. Your body develops by what you put in it. Your body develops by how you move it, what kind of stress you put on. Your heart is a muscle. It develops by how you work it. And so when we can start changing, society teaches us to, look at the scale or look at the mirror to determine, our body's change or worth. But that's not, it's superficial, and it doesn't last long as to why our health looks like this on a large scale. But understanding your mindset has to be, you're going into the gym to stress your body, but that stress builds your body. You're going there for your health, for your emotional health. It's so many different things that are wrapped up into that. And so I like that you help your patients, help your clients, your customers focus on their true reason of going in there. And that to me changes, the idea, changes everything when it comes to their what are they thinking when they're walking in that gym. And it is more to it than I'm going in here so I can jump into that size 6, So I like to create that foundation. I think that's so important.
When I was younger, I did all those things, right? I wanted to be skinny and, I did silly eating things. And, I'm like, I'm going to go run. I need to be skinny. And I just, as I got older, I realized like that doesn't work. And that's not what I want. And it's not healthy. And it doesn't, it's not long lasting. And, and that's what I really want to show people, like, exercise to see what your body can do, exercise because it makes you feel good. Don't exercise as a punishment or, like you said, to fit into those size 6 jeans. I feel like it's so much more, it's so much deeper than that, usually our reasons. And if we can figure those out, for me, like I like exercise. I like learning. I like learning how to do things better. I like to see how strong I can get. And I feel like that's going to carry me for a very long time. Like for me, that is like very motivating. I realize maybe not everybody cares about all the details of a deadlift. But my fitness journey is learning and being better, and also how I can pass that along to our members so they can be better and be, safe and get stronger, and also our coaches. But, we don't talk a lot about weight loss at my gym. That's not like, you won't find that in advertising or on our Facebook page. But we really encourage, ladies to come in and see what they can do and be strong. And I feel like that I have seen so many people change their mindset around exercise, and it's pretty awesome to see that happen.
Yeah, I can only imagine, especially, one thing you mentioned, when you're seeing their transformation and they're coming to the gym faithfully, and not because they feel like they have to do it. It's not a have to, it's not a punishment. They look forward to it. One thing I do truly believe, when we start to implode, when I say implode, we're taking care of self, right? Do within self and be okay with, especially as women. That's the hardest part for women, to actually be okay with being selfish. But the recognizing that a part of all of this is, I'm sure you're seeing like the confidence level within these women. It's just skyrocketing. Either it's because they're exposed to other women that are confident, they're surrounded by it, or they're becoming more confident and recognize what their body can do when they, never thought that they could. So I feel like confidence is another like underlining like mission that, that perhaps you provide with your members.
Absolutely. That is, for me personally, that's one of the main things that I've received from fitness. And I feel like, I've said, for me, like inside our four walls, a squat isn't just a squat. Like the things that they do, inside the gym, it isn't just that exercise, because I know they're going to do something that they didn't think they could do. And they're going to walk outside of our four walls, and they're going to do something else that they didn't think that they would ever be able to do because of that. And I know it for a fact. It's really fun to get emails and to have members say, I walked into my boss today and I asked for a raise, or, just like, and they tell us specifically because they say, they relate it back to some of the things that they've done at the gym. And that might sound kind of corny or whatever, but it's true. And I feel like that's just one of the most important things. And that leads to, right, a happier, better life when you have that confidence and when you're feeling good. And, one of the things that you might see on the website is I truly believe that when you feel good, you do good. Mm-hmm. And, you're just one of those people out there that is helping other people because you feel really good. So confidence for sure, like absolutely. And, it's really fun. We've had times at the gym where, someone might get a pull up and they didn't know that everybody was watching, and then everybody starts cheering, or they do a box jump, or they do something that they didn't think that they could do, and everyone explodes in applause. And those things are awesome to see, but it's not just because like, wow, that was super cool, you're so strong. It's because they're going to walk out the doors like a stronger, like mentally stronger person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They're redefining, who they are, and like I said, they're not thinking about that as you're exercising, but that's what comes out, that's what comes out of their workouts. That's what comes out of like those claps and cheers. It's not because you did 3 box jumps, back to back flawlessly. It's because it represents you're changing, you're getting stronger, you're turning into a person that you want to turn into. So all of the members, they get that. And so those are what those cheers mean. That's the only thing I can think about. It means that. And like you said, when they go walk out of there, feeling good about themselves, feel good magnetizes and spreads to others, And so when you feel good about yourself, it reflects, it bounces off. You want to pay that forward. You feel that. I'm sure like when you are building the concept of your gym and you have decided this is how you're going to do it, you recognize the freedom out of it. You recognize everything that you had coming out of your workout. So you're trying to find a way to help other women recognize it, but not telling them. They have to recognize it on their own. But creating the space for them to do that is what allows them to have that opportunity. One of the things that you mentioned that, one of the biggest parts of Dragonfly Fitness is that you meet women where they're at. So when, again, I am wanting to just kind of give that voice to those women out there that are still, think they're either, their body can't do it, or they're overweight, or, they just not good enough to do it. Like, how do you meet women where they're at to help them on the path to where they want to go?
We absolutely will meet everyone where they're at. And what I tell people, if, let's say if someone's starting and they don't have any experience, and, be patient with yourself. And that's what we tell them. You don't have to know everything to start. That's why we're here. So we can help you and we can teach you how to learn everything. And, we have ladies that have injuries. We have women, we have younger women, we have older women, we have women who maybe used to work out, but they've taken a break to raise their children, or, and now they're in their 50s and they're kind of relearning everything. We have women that have never done anything before. We talk to everyone before they join. We have a consultation, we do a movement assessment. So we have an idea. And also we as coaches talk about all of our, if we have new members coming in, we talk about them and like what specific things they might need help with. We have all of our, we do have a semi-private training, which is smaller. We also have small group training, which is still pretty small. 9 people is our max right now. So we're really able to help each person individually. We have, we are trying to empower our members also to know like the modifications and things that we might give them, or the progressions. So it's not just about, if you have injuries, but also you may have something you do really well and you need to progress that. So we have coaches that are skilled in doing that and working with everyone. It is not our goal to, have a workout and have you crawl into your car, first day. That is opposite. That is opposite of our goal. Because I know that's what some people fear if they've never been in a place. They're like, is this what I've seen? Are you like the person I've seen on TV and you're just being really nice right now? But when I come in,
do you think about Julie? Was it what's that trainer that was on Biggest Loser? Julia,
yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to call her out, but when you think of like hardcore, when especially women, you thinking that's the type of training that you're going to have to get in order for you to get in shape. When it's not,
right?
So
and that's. I think a lot of that's for TV, right? Like if you came to my gym, it might not be that interesting if we did a TV
That's
show.
your expectation. Yeah.
Yeah. So we I feel like also just my previous background, and I understand what it's like to maybe not know, to not feel like you are that athletic person. So that's also just a part of who we are. And I pass that down to our team, and everybody's very understanding. And, we love seeing someone starting out and like watching their progress and watching their confidence grow and watching them, we really focus on doing things correctly. So, we might have you do some of the really simple, basic stuff that you might think I'm doing the most basic stuff. But if you can't do the fancy stuff until you can do the basic stuff, right? Sure. And that's really important to us and to keep everybody safe. So, so we, I think just we're very much community based. I know all of our members. I never wanted to have a gym and walk in and go, who are all these people here? Like we know everybody, and that also helps us scale to everyone's needs. So that's an important part of what we do really and who we are.
And that's good that you say that, because a lot of gyms, and it's understandable. Some gyms are heavily populated or just a franchise, or, so on a larger scale, like it. One thing about going to any gym, like it feels good for someone, to walk in there and they're just acknowledging you, waving at you, saying your name. That means a lot, and I think it's important, especially, for women, like that they see that people are happy, that they're there, and the fact that you as an owner just take those extra moments to just make sure that all your members and that they know you're approachable. That can go very far, very far.
Yeah, it's important, and now, like, especially now since we've been open for about a month, and it's great to see everybody back, and they're excited to be back. And we have a lot of rules and stuff in place, and all of our members have been really great about doing that. But I always try to say hi, and I'm screaming bye through my mask if I don't see them leave. Like, it's just, it's nice to see everybody. And yeah, that's an important part. And that's something that I think when I first opened, I just, I wanted to know everybody. That's important.
Yeah. And that's really great. And you were speaking about, now that you've opened up, and that's one thing I just want to just kind of give people a little bit of like a visual, like what to expect, coming to your facility, given, the different regulations that are established. Just what are some of the limitations that you have kind of enforced at your particular gym to make sure that those that are coming, that are new, returning clients, like they can feel like safe in your facility?
We have quite a few things. One, our class sizes are much smaller, and I've kind of changed the format a little bit. So it's a maximum of 9, and a coach, and everybody has their own 8x8. We call them party boxes because we were trying to make it fun. Instead of everyone is confined to this box. So everybody has an 8x8 box, and those boxes are all 6 feet apart from the next box. There's plenty of room. There's no shared equipment. So we're a little bit limited on some of the fun things. We can't do tire flips. We don't have enough tires, and we're really just trying to keep it simple, and so we can keep everything very clean and not share. We are asking all of our members to wear gym shoes only. So whenever they come in, they change shoes.
Okay.
And that just helps keep our floor clean. We were a really clean gym before, so you could ask any of our members. We were a little bit maybe over the top about keeping everything really clean. We also, all of our members wear masks per the recent, the new city guideline requirement requires that they actually wear a mask while they are working out. So they basically, everybody has a mask on the entire time. And I'll have to say, our members they just keep on keeping on.
Yep.
And I'm really I feel really grateful that they are hanging with us, and I let them know that for sure, because there's a lot of stuff. But I also feel really grateful when I hear them say, or I see them post on Facebook, my gym is doing all these things, and I feel really safe there. And we're doing everything we can, and that's all we know to do. But and then we clean the equipment, obviously in between our class sessions, and we have longer time now in between our classes.
Okay.
They used to be pretty back to back, and now we have a half hour. We steam all the boxes where members have worked out, and we basically clean all the high touch areas. So there's a lot more cleaning that's happening in between classes, but I'm again really grateful for all of the members that have said, whatever we need to do, we'll do it. So that just makes me feel really lucky.
Yeah. Great. I mean, it's great to have that, just know that everyone's backing you up. It's good that they feel they're supported, 100%, and that you guys know that they support you and everything that you guys decide to do within that gym. And for them to go in there, I've heard so many people, I mean, again, it's one of those things where we may be in this for a while. So we have to figure out how can we maintain our health. To me, number one. And when it comes to exercise, it's ways to work around it, and finding those facilities that really holds at the high standards, and having, members that are part of it that recognizes it and adheres and has no problem, and still getting a good workout, still getting that same feeling of, taking care of their health, feeling confident, still getting strong, not packing on the COVID-19, which I heard is a thing. And you know what? They're in there not even to prevent from gaining weight, but just to stay, sometimes step away from just being at home, or just, get into another place and another mindset, and be in a gym that's supportive. So I really think that's great that you guys have that. All this, I like the party boxes. They're really makes it fun,
I really wanted to theme them out and make them really fun, but I sort of lost my steam on that before we opened. But I just knew, when we reopened, we had so many rules. I'm like, is there anything that we can do to make this just a little bit more fun? for everybody, but it's nice to have everybody back and they're plugging away. And someone even said that they got a PR on the rower last week with a mask on. Okay. So
there you go. You can still work out with a mask on. There you have it. High intensity, breathing hard, all of it, and sweating. Okay, so tell me a little bit about your new facility that you got opening up. If I think when we were talking, like you were just getting ready to get the classes started. Let us know about Black Dog Fitness, and I know it's a little bit different from Dragonfly Fitness.
Yeah, so it is like I just opened and I'm officially open for, I've done some really specific personal training sessions and then we'll have small group starting pretty soon. But it is a kettlebell focused gym. I'm a Strong First Level 2 kettlebell certified instructor, and I love, that's one of the things that I love coaching and I love doing. And part of it, I think, is because there's so many details and there's always something to learn and be better at. So it's kettlebell focused, it's co-ed. And okay. My training is set up in 4 levels. So you can, you're in you move from like white dog to black dog, and I have like some blue.
Like belts.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I like to organize things too. So that keeps it very organized as far as like what you would do when you come in and how your training will be set up. And it also gives different levels to, work to achieve. Really, it's right next door to Dragonfly. There's a door that connects them. It's a little bit smaller, and it was really born out of a way to give back, and really a way for me to combine, I guess selfishly, all the things that I love. So it's focused on kettlebell training. We'll also do some body weight training as well, and all of our profits, when we have them, will be donated to some local rescues, animal rescues that we are working with. And then actually the name Black Dog came from a dog that we rescued several years ago. He was a senior dog, and he was 13 when we adopted him, and he passed away last year. But he was sort of my inspiration for doing this. I don't know if you have animals, but I have grown to love just my senior animals, and he showed me a lot of things about my 3 words for Black Dog is persistence, patience, and presence. And I think you can apply those things to working out and to your fitness. But that's kind of what I learned from him. And I'm a huge animal rescue person, and I just wanted to do a little bit more. So that's my way of doing that with fitness as my, and helping people get strong. I also have a few other, I want to create a kids program, children at risk of being bullied, and also a program for veterans. So I'm sort of just combining a lot of different ways to give back through fitness.
Oh my goodness. I mean, you have a couple different, you have facets of all of your services is towards others. I mean, completely. Yes, there's a selfish component, but it's because you find you enjoy and you recognize the benefits from it. So you're using that, like, how as a dietitian, I use the podcast as one of my platforms, right? Yes, selfishly, I'm on here on every time, so my face is on there if you want to call it that. But I do it because I enjoy it. It's my way of spreading the knowledge, spreading this, this self-confidence, self-care to others by bringing others on. You're essentially doing the same thing, and you're being able to use your passion and your skills and helping others at the same time, And so, with Black Dog Fitness, it's kettlebell focused, but it's also co-ed, right? So you're bringing in men and women, and you also said that you wanted to open up spaces for kids and even dedicate time to the veterans. And now all the proceeds are going to go to animal rescue. That's pretty selfless.
That's the goal. We get all the bills paid. I want to do that. So, I realize this is not the greatest time to be doing that. But yeah, it's, for me and probably also with you on your podcast and some of the things that you do, I find like coaching kettlebells and coaching some other things, it's a flow, and I could spend the time goes by really fast, doing certain things. And that tells me that is something that I really love to do and that I excel at because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
So that's, so we're open, just kind of getting I'm taking my time with getting everything going just because I wanted to make sure that everything with the reopening of Dragonfly was smooth and all of our members there are taken care of. So we are open, personal training and small group.
No, that's great to know. And I actually think, Renah, that this is actually, considering the times, you never want to say, oh, this good stuff came out of this, horrific event. But one thing that I do know, especially in the wellness industry, is that our services are needed. Like giving people a place to exercise, giving them a place to go. I mean, obviously making sure it's safe. But I think this is actually great timing to have, things what you do similar to yourself and myself out there for these people, because if not, they're left to their own devices, and many times that's a sedentary lifestyle that's feeling, that the negative talk, the negative feeling, there's no confidence building, people are juggling with a lot of things. And we only know inklings of what their life is like, but when they step into those doors, they can leave that stuff up behind. So, it's a safe haven that's safe and healthy. So I commend you for opening, continue to just to kind of push the button on this in light of what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting it going, and I hope, and it will be fun to have another community of folks to interact with and to get to know. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you are. It's just, I can tell, I mean, you're keeping it moving, and that's really great. So I want to make sure that those who are listening or, now they're learning about Dragonfly and Black Dog Fitness, how can they, find you, learn more about, maybe the programming that you're having, the times, how can they get in contact with you guys?
An easy way, if anyone's just looking for more information, is on our website. So the Dragonfly website is DFT, so Dragonfly Fitness and Training, DFT-STL.com. And I think we have all the information updated as far as what we're doing right now is on there, along with our wellness policies. And then Black Dog Fitness is BLKdogfitness.com.
Okay. And you guys are also on IG too, because we've been following each other.
Yes. Yeah.
I like
also on Instagram. Yeah. And that's me and on Facebook. So both of them.
Oh, awesome. Well, for those who are out there, now is not the time to steadily, let yourself, disconnect to your health and your life. You have companies and organizations that are out there that are still trying to find ways to help you to be a better you. Check out Renah. She has a great mission behind what she stands for. And she's not just having it limited to just women now. She's helping up spaces for others. So I think it's great. Renah, I do appreciate you taking the time, especially since you're in the midst of having a gym and creating another gym and still creating things, to be able to take a moment to come on my podcast show. So I really do appreciate it.
I really appreciate you having me on, and I look forward to, maybe you can visit both gyms. So yes. We'd love to have you.
I think I will come over there, get a workout in, do some posting, and let folks know. I mean, I look forward to it. When I saw the website, that's all I need to do was to see the website when I first came across it. So I know when others get a chance to learn about you guys, they will definitely know what you guys are all about. So yes, I look forward to doing some other things outside of this podcast show with you.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, Renah, thanks for being on. For those who are out there, if you're in St. Louis, especially if you're in St. Louis, go check them out, see what they're all about. If you're a little hesitant, go to their website, go to their IG, and you kind of get a feel of what they stand for. Again, this is the Dietitian Against Diets podcast show. It's never about saying diets are bad. It's just about the diet mentality. So take time to love yourself and let that be a reflection of your nutrition and your wellness choices. Talk to you guys next time. So you know what? I hope that you guys look up Renah Jones at her gym and her company. I'm sure that there are many women that are listening. You would definitely see the benefits of what she stands for and how she looks at fitness and looks at health. As we're closing out, I want to end with another podcast partner, Midwest Dairy. They have a campaign called Undeniably Dairy. And the question is, why is dairy such a need? Why do we hear about dairy so much? Well, for health concerns, studies indicate dairy food may actually contribute to lowering blood pressure, reducing cardiovascular disease, and type 2 diabetes. Also, what's in the dairy that's so great? Well, dairy is packed full of protein needed to fuel our bodies during the day and ensure that our bone health is not compromised. So explore more about these benefits by going to their website at www.com/MidwestDairy. Follow them on Instagram at Midwest Dairy. They have several different recipes that they got going on that incorporates dairy that I'm sure that you would enjoy or someone in your family would enjoy.